The quest for the Grail is not archaeology.
Why do you seek the cup of Christ? Is it for his glory or for yours?
The quest for the Holy Grail has always intrigued English author Graham Phillips. His book on the subject, published in 1995, caused a firestorm of controversy by proposing yet another theory about the Grail's origins. Phillips claimed that the Grail was indeed a cup used to catch the blood of Jesus at the crucifixion. However, it did not belong to Joseph of Arimathea, but rather to Mary Magdalene. According to Phillips' research, Mary's Grail was sealed in the tomb of Jesus for almost 400 years. Then, in the early 4th century, the Roman Empress Helena allegedly uncovered the site of Christ's burial in Jerusalem, discovered the Grail, and brought it to Rome. But to avoid capture by raiding barbarians in the year 410, the Grail was supposedly removed from Rome and hidden in England.
The King Arthur story sets the Grail in a place called the White Castle. And I discovered in old manuscripts that the county of Shropshire in the western central part of England was once called the White Land. And I found there a little town by the name of Whittington, which is the Old English for White Town. And there's still a castle there that dates from the Middle Ages, which is known locally as the White Castle.
Phillips discovered that Thomas Wright, a 19th century historian who was a direct descendant of the Lords of Whittington Castle, claimed to possess the Holy Grail.
But because he had no heir to hand it on to, he hid it, and like some sort of latter-day Merlin, decided to leave a series of clues as to where it was, so some worthy person in the future could rediscover it. I ended up following those trail of clues, Indiana Jones style.
I've seen this window before.
Where?
Right here, in Dad's diary. Dad was onto something here.
The most important clue was a stained-glass window that depicted the 4 gospel writers, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. What's interesting is the St. John figure, when you look closely, appears to be a woman holding the chalice. Could this figure be a thinly disguised Mary Magdalene? Above the figures' heads are the 4 symbols that represent the gospel writers: an angel, a lion, a bull, and an eagle. The eagle figure is directly above the head of the John Mary Magdalene figure.
The final clue led Phillips to a statue of an eagle, which was hidden in a cave in central England. When the eagle statue was moved, it broke, and inside was a cup.
And this is the item that was discovered at the end of an astonishing trail of clues that I believe is the original Holy Grail. What's fascinating about this is that it has been identified as a 1st century Roman scent jar. It's 2,000 years old. That is the time that Jesus and Mary Magdalene were alive. This is made of onyx, which is green alabaster. And in the Bible, it tells us that Mary Magdalene's cup was made from alabaster. It's even called the alabaster jar. Now, I am convinced that the story of the Holy Grail is real.